Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lizzie. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today I'm going to show you all how I tied this gele on myself. So this is going to be a detailed tutorial, and you're definitely going to learn one or two things after watching this particular video. So the first thing I did was to fold the edges of my gele because you want a very neat and a smooth work. Thereafter, I went ahead to make pleats. If you've not watched my previous videos on how to make pleats, I have lots and lots of videos that are going to definitely show you how to make pleats and just, make your life easier. Yes. So after that, I interchanged the gele at the back by placing one under and then placing one on top, and then I brought it to the front like this. You have to make sure that your pleats are neat. So what I usually do when making my pleats is to use my thumb to pick the pleats. These are actually folds. There is really nothing special about it. The only thing special about it is that you're trying to do it professionally in such a way that it will come out really neat and fine. Okay guys, so right now I am just making pleats. So the first pleats I made initially was just like the foundation of the gele, and then right now I just picked one hand of the gele to the front and I'm just making pleats. So at this point you want to make sure that your pleats are well layered. Trust me guys, it's not usually as easy when you're tying on someone as when you're tying on yourself. It's usually draining, your hands get so weak, it's usually tiring, but with time and practice your hands get very, very flexible. So the measurement for this particular gele today is 50-50. You could actually make the both hands of the gele equal depending on where you want to lay your fans and how you want to lay your fans. Or you could actually make it 60-40, 70-30. There is no particular rule, honestly, but I would prefer you do depending on how long the gele is, you could actually use the measurements that I just called, but you could do 60-40. I think that would be better and you'll be on a safer side. So at this point, I'm going to start making my fans. So while you make your pleats, you need to make sure that you trace them to the other side, and you need to make sure that the pleats are on top each other. So this is how I'm going to make my fan. I'm going to make sure that the space in between every pleat, which is the top of the blade right there, the space is big, and then the lower part of the blade is small. So that's how you make your fan. So I'm just going to make this until I reach the other side of my face. So one very good thing for you guys to note is that when you're tying your gele on yourself guys, you need to make sure that there is a mirror in front of you, something that you could actually use to see yourself perfectly. I would actually recommend a mirror rather than a phone. In this particular video, I was using a phone. The phone I was using to record, I was using it to check if the pleats were going okay. But trust me guys, if you are not really a professional yet, or if you're still a beginner at tying gele, you really want to make use of your mirror, because it can be really, really confusing if you are using a phone or anything other than a mirror. Yes guys, so at this point I'm done making my fans. You can see that the pleats are not too much because that was not what I was opting for. I wanted something small, simple and fine. So what I did was to pin the fans one side. The pins are actually small. Usually I prefer to use these dressmaker pins that are really, really longer than these usual office pins, because these office pins are usually so short, so it's really discomforting when you're tying on yourself. But I had no other option because this was what was available. So after using the pins, I had to hold it down a little bit still, and then I used the remaining hand of the gele. I picked it up, twisted it to the back, and that is what I am pinning right now. So you guys know that I can't really see the back of my head, but I'm going to try as much as possible to make sure that it looks good. So you want to make sure that you tie your gele as firm enough and as secured enough just so that it doesn't fall off. So when it comes to tying of headgear, head scarf, whatever, your turban, you need to make sure that everything fits perfectly on your head so that it doesn't fall off at any point in time. So I'm just going to keep securing at every point. I'm so sorry that you guys can't really see the back of the gele, but this really was the best that I could do. So if you check my previous videos, what I usually do is you can either close the back of the gele or you can open it. So right now I'm going to pull the gele backwards a little bit so that the hairs at the front can show. Then you can actually make your baby hairs with your hair gel. It actually makes the work neater and better. So this is the extra hand of the gele left from the fan pleats we made initially. So you could actually do a fallen rose like this, but at this point I was not really feeling it. I was trying as much as possible to arrange it so that it would look good and nice on me, but I wasn't feeling it, so I had to raise the remaining part of the gele up a little bit to form something like a rose. So I picked up my pins and then started pinning at the points where I felt were necessary, and I kept on adjusting until I felt it was good enough and nice. So as a beginner, I'm just going to speak to beginners right now. If you've never tied gele in your life, let me tell you something. It's really not difficult. It just takes practice, one day at a time, guys, one day at a time. And fun fact, once you start tying, like for the first few days, for the first few weeks, your hands are really going to ache. You cannot even run away from that. They are really going to ache. But like I said earlier on, if you're consistent and you keep on trying, your hands are going to get really flexible. Another thing I want you to note is that do not make your gele too tight. You want to breathe. Do not make your gele too tight. If not, blood is not going to flow through your veins, and you don't want that. So make it secured, nice, and not too tight, but then firm enough for it not to fall off. So I'm just going to style the gele in a pattern that I feel would be good enough and that I'm comfortable with. So the good thing with unconventional gele these days is that you could just pull off anything, pull off any style, and you're good to go. So this is it, guys. This is just me arranging and styling the gele to make sure that it sits perfectly and it's good on me. So keep arranging, make sure your fans are well laid and well placed. Thank you all for watching this video. I do hope that it was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You know you want to do that, yes, so that you can get updates on my new videos, yes, and turn on your notification button as well so that each time I post you'll be the first to know. My Instagram handle is Lizzie's Touch, LHIZHI_S, and Touch on Instagram. Do well to follow, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.